I hope you all know that for the length of this video, I'm pretty much just going to be fawning over Adam Silvera and going to convince you to buy his books and support him. Hello, you gorgeous individuals. It's Kav here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of History Is All You Left Me and More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. I've never done a video like this before, so I'm pretty much going to break it down into 3 parts. The first part is going to be me talking about Adam Silvera and why I like his books so much, because I do think the way he writes and such does have a part to play in how much I like his books. Then the second part is going to be me talking about More Happy Than Not, and the third is going to be me talking about History Is All You Left Me. I'll have links down below as to when I start talking about the books, so that if you've only read one of them or something, or you only want to hear my thoughts on one of them, you can just go there and you can avoid spoilers, but the first part will be completely spoiler free. On another note, I'm sorry if the lighting is a little bit weird right now. The sun is at a different angle than it usually is, so I'm not totally sure how that's going to work out. But I do need to get this video filmed right now, so I'm just gonna go with it. Both novels feature a gay main character, and the protagonist of History Is All You Left Me has OCD. Also, there is the inclusion of people of color, and I really like the way Adam Silvera does it, because he doesn't make it this huge deal or anything. He kind of just describes the character as having brown skin or little things like that he'll just put in, and that's actually something that I'm going to be able to connect to next week's video. But I think that's something I really enjoyed about the novels, the fact that the diverse aspect of it wasn't made into this huge deal. It just kind of was there. I changed the angle in an attempt to get the tree out of my face. The second aspect of both novels that I really loved was the writing style. I just love the way Adam Silvera writes. In the first few pages of More Happy Than Not, I was sucked in, and I knew it was going to be a read that I really loved. I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly what I love of each of the novels, but the writing style was just amazing, and that's, I think, the first thing that drew me in while I was reading. Adam Silvera's books will take you through a range of emotions. You will be sitting there laughing one minute and you will be sitting there crying the next. His books are so heart-wrenching and heartbreaking, and you have to read them. You just have to read them. They're amazing. I think that something I really love about Adam Silvera's novels is the journey, because the way the characters take their journeys through it and come to the end is something that I really just want to see, and it's something I'm so interested in, and that obviously means it was well written. I gave both of these novels 5 out of 5 stars, and I've said before that I'm pretty lenient when it comes to reading books, but that being said, my usual is somewhere from 3.5 to 4.5. For me to give something 5 out of 5 stars means I really truly loved it, and I most certainly really truly loved these books. They had diversity in them, they were well written, the characters were complex, and I loved discovering them. The plot lines were so well thought out, and there was so much to them I wanted to keep reading. Now I'm going to break up into the 2 sections, and I'm going to start off by talking about More Happy Than Not, which was his debut novel. More Happy Than Not follows the story of a 16-year-old boy named Aaron Sato, who is struggling to find happiness, and the little line here actually says happiness shouldn't be this hard, and it's kind of broken up into parts. For example, part 1 is called Happiness, and that's what I mean by saying that it's not formatted like a regular novel. It's broken up into these parts, all relating to happiness, and I just loved it. While reading it, I actually thought Thomas was going to be gay and the two of them were going to end up together. That's just what I predicted was going to happen. However, that's not really what happened at all. Thomas was actually straight, and I think watching Aaron's journey to find happiness was really incredible, and he did attempt suicide after his dad committed suicide, and he then was just struggling to deal with that because it's something that's very difficult to overcome, obviously. I honestly loved his journey. Then it just became amazing. When his friends found out he was gay, they pretty much attacked him, and he then realized that he had gone through this thing called a Lateo procedure. Before this, Aaron actually asks his mom if he can get it because he says he wants to forget being gay, but it turns out he already did get it, in a sense, to forget being gay. Discovering that, going through all that, really sucked me, and I pretty much read from that point on till the end of the novel. I read it straight through because it was so interesting to read that and read his journey, and I just think that the entire thing with this book is just a boy struggling to find happiness. And it was so well written and well conceived. There was so much complexity to it. That's one of my favorite things about his characters. They are all so complex and detailed, and I love reading about them. My favorite part was when we found out that Aaron had gone through the Lateo procedure, and from then till the end, I loved it. I don't know if there's anything else I can say about it. Now I'm going to be moving on to History Is All You Left Me, which came out last month, and I don't know how you could possibly not have heard of it by now. History Is All You Left Me follows the story of a boy named Griffin whose ex-boyfriend Theo drowned, and now the only person who can really relate to his grief is Theo's current boyfriend Jackson. This book is told in alternating histories. There is a past and then there's a present section. So the past section focuses a lot on Griffin's relationship with Theo, and then the present section focuses on him grieving and trying to overcome his death. If you don't know, Adam Silvera himself also has OCD, and I think that's what made Griffin's experience with OCD seems so realistic and so well written, because it came from someone who has dealt with something similar or even exactly the same. This book also just dealt with a lot of people having sex with each other. I kind of thought it was hilarious how Griffin ended up sleeping with 3 different people by the end of the novel. But it all really makes sense. I understand why everything happened, but it was all just this circle, and I think it was kind of just showing a circle of connections that he had with everyone, and him dealing with this type of grief and watching him deal with it. And this one really could get you to go from crying to laughing in a split second. I'm sorry the lighting is so bad in this video. I just went through a series of emotions reading this novel. The way he wrote out all of the characters, again, they were filled with so much complexity, which is one of the main things I love about his books. And I think that Griffin and Theo's relationship was actually unhealthy in some ways. I don't know if unhealthy is the right word to describe it, actually, because I wouldn't say that it was that bad, but I do think there were some issues in it. For example, Theo didn't push Griffin to get help with his OCD. He kind of just said, oh, they're cute quirks, which isn't necessarily true. It's something he did need to get help for, and that's why I think Wade and Griffin's relationship worked out really well, because Wade was actually truly there for Griffin, and I'm glad Griffin ended up with him. I know they're not perfectly together yet. I also really love seeing Griffin and Jackson's relationship evolve throughout this novel, because obviously they weren't on the best terms considering they had both dated Theo, but they really had to lean on each other, and they kind of had a pitfall when they slept together, but then they managed to get out of that and come back together and form some sort of friendship. Honestly, just everything about this novel is me just loving it. That all being said, I actually had high expectations for these novels, because people have talked so highly of Adam Silvera, and all my friends and such in the book community have really loved his books, so I had high expectations for these novels, and somehow they managed to beat them. Finally, the lighting is getting better right as I'm finishing my review. This is not acceptable. That's about all for this video. I'm sorry if it was just me just going from one thing to another. I just love Adam Silvera and his writing and his novels, and I just needed to share that with you beautiful people. That's about it for this video. If you like this video, please give it a like because that's how I know you enjoyed it. I'm sorry again for the terrible lighting. My videos are usually not like this. I will link my last one in the description below as proof of that. And if you want to see more videos, then please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 by my 1-year anniversary on BookTube, so I'd love to have you as part of our little family by then. As usual, all my social media will be in the description below. My Instagram is a bookstagram, so it's just me posting pictures of books if you want to follow me there. My Goodreads will also be in the description below, where hopefully my reviews of these 2 books are a little bit more concise. And you can add me on there. I'll add you back. I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are. You are a beautiful person, and just remember that. And I will see you next week in better lighting with a brand new video. Goodbye.